Hello. We're on the channels a little early, Bob.
Are we?
Yeah, we are.
Okay.
Nice place.
Hello, folks. We're on a little bit early tonight, which does not mean we're going to let you off early. We make no promises. We take no prisoners. We cut no slack. So hang on for the ride tonight on UGTV.tv. And we appreciate you tuning in. Tomorrow night we'll be on UG TV. And we'll be on Channel 12. That's WLAF, Comcast. And so, you know, what you see is what you get. And we want to welcome you to the program tonight. This is a very important period of time in the history of this country. As an old-timer with an old-timer's disease, I've lived through a number of calamities in this country. I did not witness the stock market, the fall of the stock market in 1928. I had a number of brothers and sisters that did. But I came to life somewhere right in the middle of FDR's presidency. And I was raised up to believe that, you know, this nation could not survive without FDR. And since I've got older, I have really been amazed that we were able to survive in spite of FDR. I guess if we had...
we ain't survived Obama yet.
Well, no, we haven't survived Obama yet, you know, but we did survive FDR. There are a lot of people, you know, just up and swear that FDR pulled us out of the Depression. And knowing what I know now and what I saw in the past, it was Adolf Hitler that pulled us out of the Depression. And of course we had some internal problems. There was no shortage of goods and services, I don't think, during the Great Depression. But there was a problem with distribution. And there's a problem of equity in distribution. And we did not have the checks and balances or controls that we have now to make sure that we had a continuous flow of goods and services to the American people. Now, I might mention while we're talking about this on UG TV, and what other one are we on?
Well, it's HBTV, but it's all UG TV. UG TV with 2 views.
Well, UG TV and its other brother, UG TV.
Yeah, like Larry and Larry.
Okay. All right. You know, this has been a painless recession and a painless
For some
depression.
people, been more painful for others.
Well, I understand that, but in a lot of ways, this is a painless program to a lot of people. You know, here in Campbell County, you have so many poor people who depend on the government for support that it doesn't make any difference whether there's a recession or a depression going on. They still got their cell phone, which the government provides, and so many free minutes. They still got their food stamps, which is more than adequate to feed any family. I know one single individual that he's a he. I believe he's a he. He gets $200 a month food stamps. Now, I told you a long time ago that I could feed myself for $50 a month, and even with the inflation, which is not there, I still maintain that I can feed myself adequately a fairly balanced diet for around $50 a month. I still believe I can do that. Now,
if you're still a little copper alone, you can have some dessert.
there you go. But you know, I say this is a painless recession, depression, whatever you want to call it. Because these people are still riding around their automobiles, maybe not as much, but they're still riding around their automobile, paying a little bit more for gas.
Gas is down.
Yeah, no,
it's almost down.
Gas will never be down to a man that remembers 25 cents a gallon of gasoline.
I can remember 9.
Yeah, well, I remember too when they had those gas wars.
But the thing about it is, it's down to less than $3.50 a gallon. You can get 2 gallons for less than $7.
Well, that is absolutely amazing. I don't see how they do that.
I don't either. Practically giving it away.
That's got to be just very, very.
That's about $1.50 for the government.
They must really be pulling all the strings out to sell us 2 gallons of gas for less than $7.
Yeah.
I don't see how to do it. But this is basically a painless recession. People still have their housing. You know, they're going to get their housing. They're going to get probably some allowance as far as utilities are concerned. They're going to get their SSI checks, food stamps. They're going to get their Medicaid, insurance. You know, they got all of the necessities of life. And, you know, what difference does it make if you got a recession and people who are working aren't making any money? I don't see what it's just completely, it does not concern them. You know, their checks been coming in at the first of the month, and even though the government had to borrow 40 cents out of every dollar that they're sending, they're still getting the checks and they're not being refused or turned down at the bank. Now, you know, it's like these, what do you call these little animals up in Alaska that all of them rush over the brink of the mirrors?
That's not
Lemons.
Alaska, but not Alaska, but you're talking about lemmings, I think.
Lemons, okay. Now lemons I thought were raised down in Central America.
I didn't say lemons, I said lemmings.
Okay, all right. But there, is it Alaska or Canada, or where is it that there?
California.
Huh?
California.
In California?
Yeah.
Okay. But you know, they're completely oblivious to the fact that they just gonna run over the cliff and into the ocean and die. And I think people in this country are oblivious to the obvious problem that we have here in this country, that we're going to go absolutely belly up and bankrupt, that we cannot sustain the handouts that the government's giving. I mean, pretty soon there's going to be nothing to hand out.
I'm trying to get us back on the air with the other channel. I don't know what's going on with that.
Well, what are we going to have to do?
We're on the air. I just had 2 channels going there for a minute.
Right, okay, well, we need to, because that camera over there is the one that's on my good side. So you need to get that one back online as soon as possible. Well, he's working on it. He's getting ready to flush it one time and see if that'll straighten it out. And I don't really know. But meanwhile, back to what we're talking about here. Our government is paying so many people for so many different things. And I'm going to take a line from Neil Bork, that if you're receiving a government check, perhaps other than Social Security, which comes with retirement at age 62 or age 65, I'm not sure what the qualifications are now. I've been on Social Security now for about almost 12 years, and so I'm not sure what the requirements are. But that's the only check, I guess, that I have ever received from the government. And you know, I'd be glad to send that back to them if they'd leave me alone.
I would too.
Would you be glad to send my check back?
I'd send your check back in a heartbeat. I'd even send mine back if they'd leave me alone.
Right, I would. You know, if the government would let people in this country be as free as they were back when I was 20, 25 years old, you know.
I feel like we made a contract when we were young men, and the government broke the contract.
I believe you're right. You know, the government, you know, I can't see where they're coming from. That, you know, if you haven't fallen through the crack, they push you through it.
I know. There ain't no way not to break a law, and that's intentional. If you have ever read Atlas Shrugged, and know you have, the whole idea was to pass so many laws that honest people would always have something to worry about.
That's true. Very true. And you know, it's been said many, many times, when the people have to fear the government, that is tyranny. When the government has to fear the people, that's freedom, that's liberty.
Well, I'd say we're on the tyranny side now.
I think we are. I think rather than worrying about the terrorists coming from the Muslim countries, which definitely a threat, I think we have more to worry about what's coming out of Washington, what's coming out of Nashville, what's coming out of Jacksboro, than we do
and Lafayette. And
Lafayette, also your municipalities. I think we have far more to worry about from these people who, when they control the purse strings of money that they've taken away from working individuals. And, you know, the government, whether it be local, municipal, state, or federal, has no money unless it takes it away from somebody that legitimately owns that money. You know, I was just thinking these service stations, prices rising and falling. You know, in most places they got a contract where they're gonna make a certain amount per gallon. You know, regardless of the price, if it's a company-owned service station. And I wonder if they realize that every time that gallon of gas spills into somebody's car, that there's been roughly 59 cents taxes collected on that gallon.
That's on top.
Huh?
That's on top.
On what?
On top, the embedded taxes will double that amount.
Oh, I know that. Yeah, what you don't see, I'm talking about what just as it comes out of the pump.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the full service station owner might be making 2 or 3 cents a gallon. If he's lucky, he might be making 4 or 5. I doubt it. And the oil companies, which have explored, discovered the oil, who have drilled for it and failed in many instances, and drilled for it, and finally had to got it up to the surface. Then they had to transport it to the refineries. Then they had to send it back out to the service station. You know, when all that's said and done, they might make 5 to 8 cents a gallon.
Well, they make a lower percentage than software companies, record companies, pharmaceuticals, entertainment industry. They make a smaller percentage than most of the other major companies, corporations.
Right.
Percentage now, but they do a tremendous volume because we burn a lot of gas. And the only reason that they're able to rack up such high profits is because through government intervention, the field of suppliers has been narrowed. Instead of being 200 people doing the same thing, you've got 5 or 6. Now that is where the oil companies got in bed with the government and eliminated competition.
They did that, yeah.
They didn't raise their percentage of profit necessarily, but they did eliminate their competition, and the government aided and abetted in every bit of that.
They certainly have done that, and you know, they have just recently come out with a new regulation for oil produced on federal lands. You know, I don't know, there's not all that much drilling going on.
Ain't federal land our land?
Sure, yeah.
I don't think they see it that way.
I think, like in the case of Alaska, I know the federal government, the 48 contiguous states down here bought Alaska, okay?
Yeah.
And then through a plebiscite or however we did it, we allowed them to become the 49th state. And same thing's true with Hawaii, except we didn't buy Hawaii. Hawaii, I guess we had a mandate over, didn't we?
We traded them spam.
Huh?
Traded them spam.
Spam.
Spam, S-P-A-M. We traded spam for Hawaii.
I don't doubt it, yeah. You know, and,
we got gypped.
And did we?
Yeah.
Possibly. Well, you know, I don't want to get off my subject a whole lot, but a number of organizations have just rated California the worst state in the union to do business. And California, and I don't
well, you know, they rated Tennessee one of the top 10 states to do business, but they rated Campbell County, I think, about 83 out of 96.
Right. Well, that's true. You know,
95, whichever it is.
It's not the state's fault that we don't have industry here. It's the people who have run, and
it's R-U-I-N.
That's when they put the I in it. Anytime somebody says I run the county, you put the I and run, it's ruined. And that's what they've done here. I was talking to a lady today, and she was commending one of our politicians. I'm not going to mention any names, and you probably can figure it out. But I said, well, I kind of agree with you on the performance. I said, the only thing I regret is that this person has used his position to force someone to hire his girlfriend at a salary greater than she could have gotten anywhere else, because this particular person has a great deal of influence on whether that person who hired her keeps his job or not. And she said, well, they've always done that this way.
That makes it good.
I said, that does not make it right.
It don't?
No, it does not make it right. And it does not mean you should sit idly by and you should ignore it, you know. That's just like if an alligator is about to come and eat you up, the fact that you ignore that alligator does not mean he's not going to come on and eat you up. And that's the same thing true with cronyism, with nepotism, with all of the problems that you have in people getting jobs with the government because they are well connected. And this is the only place I've ever seen it come out in the paper talking about jobs at the courthouse, and the paper just made a flat statement. It helps if you're kin to somebody or if you know somebody. I mean, it's an accepted way of life up here.
CampbellCountyIssues.org, by the way, has an interesting little piece in it if you want to tune into it and read it sometime. There's a link on all the news, LaFolletNews.com, on the information page. It'll take you there. Has something to do with the judicial system locally. I can think of a few things I'd like to add to it if I were legally able, but you might want to read that sometime. And you also might want to go get your breakfast down at Rainbow Restaurant and start your day off right.
Definitely.
Right down here, right above the speed hump dip. Rainbow Restaurant. They got a bologna biscuit for 99 cents, or they've got a $2.99 breakfast special. Give you a couple of eggs and sausage or biscuit. Sausage or toast and dadgummit, bacon or tell them what we got, Bob.
Yeah, they got sausage, bacon, or bologna. You know, one or the other. You can have your choice. You can have biscuits
Or
with
toast.
gravy on it, or you can have grits.
You can have toast. I couldn't get that toast out to
either
save
one.
my
Yeah,
neck.
sure can. That's Rainbow Restaurant now,
Yeah.
folks, right here on the 4-lane. You know, I don't know how long that 4-lane's going to be closed, but I believe I'd be getting a big lighted sign out there about 3 to 4 o'clock in the morning and let all those people come, 40,000 cars a day come down through here. I believe boy, if they knew how good Rainbow Restaurant was, I mean, the parking
That'd stop traffic.
the parking lot wouldn't hold them. Oh, it'd be nobody on the road. They'll all be in the parking lot at Rainbow.
They need somebody down the road there holding up a sign saying Rainbow Restaurant, Rainbow
Right,
Restaurant,
yeah.
Rainbow Restaurant.
Yeah, well, you know, I might go sign up for that. I don't know.
How would we look out there?
Yeah, there you go.
Should I wear my shorts?
All right, I don't know.
Well, you got a point
Are
there.
you licensed?
To wear shorts? No, I ain't got my shorts license yet. Tell you what I have got, though. I've still got some propane left over from back in the good old days when it was cold.
Why?
And I'm going to go ahead and take a chainsaw and use it on my grill.
Are you?
Yeah. I think there's a definite correlation between good propane, whether it's summer or winter variety, and getting the right amount of BTUs out of it.
Well, I'll tell you one thing that helps.
What's that?
If you got more propane in that jug than you get usually at most places, you know, when you look at your 20-pound cylinder you got and see if it doesn't only guarantee you 15 pounds.
One purple alligator thing.
Yeah, 15 pounds. Well, Digger's going to make sure you get 20 in there if he has to get up there and stomp it in with his
That's why
feet.
they call it a 20-pound container. You get 20 pounds of juice.
Well, that's
562-5444 right in the middle of the road, Sawmill Holler.
You mean I'm going to have to fill my 23-gallon tank up? I can't put part of it in there?
Pounds.
Huh?
Pounds.
I'm talking about my tank.
Pounds.
I'm talking about my gas tank on my truck.
23 gallon.
I mean, you say if you got a 20-gallon tank, you got to put 20 gallons in it, but that ain't what
I
it
said
says.
pounds.
Huh?
I said pounds.
20 pounds. That ain't what it says. You guaranteed 15 pounds in a 20-pound container.
And that's if you don't go to Diggers.
When you go to Diggers, he's going to weigh that thing right in there and make sure you get 20
Yeah,
pounds.
you don't get 20 pounds from Diggers. You ain't going to get one of them there
Right? You know,
piddling little excuses
Well, let
for
me
a
ask you
field
that.
job.
doesn't 20 pounds of propane weigh the same in the winter as it does in the summer?
Believe it does.
Huh?
Believe
it don't
it
make
does.
any difference about volume. 20 pounds of propane weighs the same at Diggers in the summer as it does in the winter.
Fella told me one time he was in the Air Force, and he was just a corporal or whatever that the equivalent is. And this here sergeant or whatever the equivalent is in the Air Force, I don't know how they do that, but
Lieutenant.
yeah, lieutenant. Anyway, he said that he was under instructions. They were landing these airplanes. It was a private commercial airplanes, and what they were doing, they were contracting them to haul the furniture and the belongings of soldiers back home. It was peacetime, and they were flying them home from Europe and flying their belongings home from Europe, and the Air Force is paying for it. And they were paying on a per pound basis. And he said his job was to go down there, and when they landed one of them airplanes, he had to go check the air in every tower. And before they took back off, he had to check the air again after they got it loaded, so they wouldn't let the air out of the towers when they landed it, and weigh the airplane and then fill them back up and charge the Air Force for the extra air they put in the towers. And he said, I had to go do it because the other guy was my superior officer. So I had to go check the tires when they landed and check the tires when they left and make a note if there was any difference in the air pressure.
Well, that's about like that tire that I carried up to the tire place the other day. They put 40 pounds of air in and I couldn't hardly pick it up.
They may have put some liquid, don't roll it over stuff in.
Couldn't hardly pick that tire for 40 pounds of air in it.
Well, there was a gentleman told me about that. Now, if they'd have filled them up with Dixie concrete, you wouldn't have been able to move them.
Well, I guarantee you that. You know,
Dixie concrete is heavy.
you know,
Heavy.
they fill these things. I bet you can come up with a concrete solution that would not get hard. What do you bet?
Now, I don't know whether it would stay mixed.
Huh?
It'd probably settle out and you'd have a heavy spot. Heavy.
I don't know. You know, maybe like that stuff you put in your tires to seal leaks. You know, if you'll go, it'll spin around and equalize.
I don't know whether you could keep it suspended if it was concrete, though.
I don't know. They got that
Why would
thing
you
turning
want-
on the back of the concrete truck.
Why would you want it to not get hard?
I was just thinking something you fill your tires with, you
If
know.
you fill it completely full of Dixie concrete, it wouldn't go flat.
No, you don't have to worry about sticking a nail in it.
No, you'd bend a nail. Dixie concrete's the hardest concrete known to man.
Said that right. You wouldn't find a nail penetrating that tire.
You can't drive a nail in Dixie concrete. We recommend Dixie concrete, don't we, Bob?
Right. They got good products. They're good people to deal with. If you need a septic tank put in, call Dixie Concrete.
They don't put them in, but they'll bring everything your contractor needs to
Well, if
put
they
'em
got
in.
the hole dug, they'll set it in the hole.
Yeah, they set in the hole.
Yeah, they set in the hole, and they'll
They
put
got a hole setter.
what?
They got a hole setter on one of their trucks.
They got a hole digger.
Hole setter.
Has it?
Yeah, set her right in the hole.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I've seen that thing, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
runs
what
out
they,
there and
that's
sets.
what the big guy tank up with up here the other day.
We don't know nothing about that.
Alrighty, but you know, we were just wanted to mention something while we're on you, and we're going to mention it again tomorrow night. We got an election coming up here. What, the first Tuesday in August?
Something like that.
First Tuesday in August, and it's for
We got another coming up in November.
pardon?
Got another one
I know
coming
that,
up in
but we had
November.
the first one's going to come up in August, and that's for officials for our county government. And you got county commissioners that are going to be elected. You're going to have, or some of them are, for
Some of them ain't.
third district. Some of them are still. Well, third district's going to be having an election, and that's you got 3 people running for 1 seat, I believe, in District 3 as a result of Melvin
Retired.
retired. Yeah, and in District 3 we have Wendell Bailey running. We have Virgil Kidwell, and we have Scott Stanfield. And so we have these 3 vying to would it be a full term or a partial term for them? Would it be a 2 year?
Partial.
Huh?
Partial.
Partial term to fill out the seat that was held by
2 years. Melvin.
Melvin Boshiers. Then you have an election for the road superintendent. You have 2 people working to get that position. You have Scott Evans and you have Dennis Potter, who is the incumbent. And on property assessor, you've got 3 people running. You've got Clark Ford, you've got Tony Kitts, and you have Brandon Parton running for property assessor. In the District 1 school board member district, you have David Lynch and Danny Wilson. And on the school board member 2nd district, you got Cliff Comeyer. He's the only one running, so I don't even know why he's running, you know, if he's running
No,
by that.
there's 2.
Hmm?
There's 2.
Okay. Is there 2? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Clifford Comeyer and Homer Rutherford. I'm sorry about that. I just wasn't reading my writing right. I can read reading pretty good, but I don't read writing too good. Okay, school board member on the 3rd district is Johnny Burge. And school board member for the 4th district is Mike Orick. He's running. School board member 5th district, you got Sarge Collins. You got Elsie Cranford. And on the Tennessee House of Representatives, the 36th district, and this will be on the November ballot. Won't be on the August ballot.
Thursday, August the 2nd.
Right, okay.
Jerry, every time he sends me an email, he knocks one of our projectors.
Right. All right, the House of Representatives for the 36th district is currently held by Dennis Powers, and he's been challenged by Virgil Kidwell. So these are the people, and what we wanted to mention tonight, and we'll do this again tomorrow night, we would like for each of these candidates to come and let us film, a 3 to 5 minute.
Well, however long they want to talk.
Well, you know, you get Virgil on there, you might have a problem.
Yeah, you got a problem.
Yeah, okay. But I would say 5 minutes. I can tell you everything I know in 5 minutes.
I know, but you don't know as much as some people.
Oh, I know I don't. But in other words, a reasonable time you can come, tell the people who you are, why you want to be elected, or whatever you want to say. Let them know that you're running for whatever position you're running for. This will be an unedited not an interview, but an opportunity for you to have your message put out on Tuesday night on UGG TV and our other brother UGG TV, and also on Wednesday night you will be on UGG TV again, as well as on Comcast Channel 12 WLAF, and we will run your little political ad, statement, whatever you want to call it, 2 times for absolutely nothing. And we make no comments or anything about what you say. You can get up there and say whatever you want to. And we will, unless, something bug or something, which I'm sure none of them's going to do that. But basically, we're going to give you some free advertising.
No, if they want to say something like that, we'll put it on there.
Okay, all right, okay. You'll get free advertising on a Tuesday night and free advertising on a Wednesday night. And it's absolutely no charge or any
That's
obligation.
why they call it free.
Hmm?
That's why they call it free.
Well, yeah, but I saw an ad one time that said send $5 for your free book.
Yeah. Did you send them? 5?
No. And it was called How to Quit Smoking Without Reading a Book.
How to succeed in business without really trying.
How to quit smoking without reading the book.
Thursday, August the 2nd. Thank you, Jerry.
But remember this, we will mention this again tomorrow night, that we will allocate some free internet and television.
We'll film it right
time.
here.
We're going to film it right here in our studios where we are now.
We won't even do it live. We'll do it recorded at your convenience, probably. I mean, I ain't going to come out here at 3 in the morning, but we'll do it at your convenience, and then if you're not satisfied with it, we won't show it. If you are satisfied with it, we won't edit it beyond the point of making sure it fits in the section, so that you shouldn't have any problem with that unless you're just awful talkative.
Right. Very true. And like I say, you can come by to what you need to do is let us know so we can be prepared to film you. But if you work and have an odd schedule or something, if you won't come at 12 o'clock midnight, I'll be sure and get Ronnie out of bed to come up here and film you.
It'll cost you, brother.
Right.
But you can come and do it, and we will go from there with it. We won't use it in any way to. I don't care. I might even tell you to your face that I'm going to vote against you, but I won't blindside you on anything you record with us. We'll either discuss it, you, me, and Bob, or me and you, or Bob and you, or just go on your own.
You can just get up there and make a statement on your own.
You can just come out here and tell us what you for and what you're again, and we'll let it go at that.
So I'm for it and for this, and I'm again this. So just however you want to do it, you can let us know. We're not up here to blindside anybody. We're not playing any favorites, you know.
We'll get to that later.
Because once you get elected, you know you're going to be my enemy.
Yeah, you're going to be mad at us the time you get elected anyway.
Right.
Had problems with politicians can't buy hats.
Well, we're gonna have another slate of the best politicians Bernie can buy.
I know, but what bothers me is they can't find hats. Their heads get so big after they get elected, and you know, you'd think they got rich fixing lawnmowers, but they really just got rich.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, poor Bob, you know, still suffering along here.
Good hats hard to find these days.
You know, say what you want to about who you want to. But if you need some gravel spread.
Gravels, 871-2410. That just popped right into my head.
That's Ridge Runner Trucking Company. If you need a big load of mulch, you need a big load of topsoil.
871-2410. That just popped right into my head.
All you got to do is call Mike down at Ridge Runner Trucking Company. And now's an ideal time to go in and bed all those gravels in your driveway so you won't get stuck up again this fall or this winter, maybe like you did last winter.
Yeah, you was there just trying to figure out how to dig your way out, and a little load of gravels would have took care of that.
Do that.
871-2410.
That's Ridge Runner Trucking Company. Big blue truck, good people to deal with. They know how to spread gravel.
Not to be confused with Vital Care of Campbell County, which is a medical transport company, independently owned, not supported by your tax dollars in any way. They keep the headlights burning and the tail lights and the motor running, and trained personnel on staff. They ready to go out there and take care of you in your most vulnerable moment when you're there, done drunk some of that poison tomato juice like some people I could name, or whatever happened to be wrong with you. Vital Care of Campbell County at 562-9370 will take care of you just like they your mama.
They'll do that. You know, I've had to make some deliveries all over the county here lately, and out of the county. Yeah. Have you ever been to Egan?
Yeah, I've been to Egan. That's up right before you get to Varmint County.
Before you get to what?
Varmint County.
Well, what's Varmint County?
Varmint County's on over across the mountain there in Claiborne County. Maybe it's in Kentucky.
Egan is in Claiborne County.
Well, Varmint County's in Kentucky, but you can't get there from here. I mean, from there, you got to come to Tennessee. They got to go to Kentucky to vote, but they got to come back to Tennessee to get over there.
Really?
Yeah, Varmint County used to be a fine place to live, Betty, before all them there damn New Englanders come down there and rescued them from their...
Yeah. Well, that's where I carried an appliance to the other day. Somebody started a learning center up in the old Egan schoolhouse.
Yeah.
And they've done a real good job.
Wasn't the nun, was it?
Renovating the school.
Wasn't Sister, what's her name, was it?
What?
Wasn't a former nun, was it?
She may have been about 70 years old.
Yeah?
Yeah, I met her.
Can't think of her name.
Yeah, very, very nice person.
Yeah, she come down here and gave up the whatever she do. What do you do? She quit being a nun and went to being a save the world kind of person. Back in the 60s.
If you quit being a nun, what do you become? A thumb?
I think she's still a nun, but she's a nun that, you know, she changed her vocation.
Very nice lady. I met her. I enjoyed meeting her, you know. And
562-9370 is Vital Care's number, and I don't know how we got off on.
Well, what I was going to say, and I was up there by Egan, I was coming back down the road and met a Vital Care ambulance
Well,
up
they
there.
know how to get up there.
Well, I didn't know. I started to stop if they knew how to get back.
Well, they have to. They're going to bring somebody back that needs a ride.
Whether we're coming or going.
Bob's from North Carolina. He don't know no better.
Yeah, there was a Vital Care up there, almost into White Oak.
Well, that's up there in God's country.
So I enjoy them. They're good people, Vital Care. They, you know, You know, they have to take up a lot of slack from our governmental organization that runs our ambulance service. They took up the slack here in Apollo, and then the government got tired of being labeled as not providing services for the
So they stole the ambulance from Caribou and started back
they stole the ambulance down from Caribou because you folks in Caribou, you're a little bit short, you know, on ambulance service. Yeah. It would look like me they put one up on top of Caribou Mountain, and then they could see wherever you go, whichever direction they want.
It'd be ready, wouldn't it?
Yeah, all they have to do is take the emergency brake off.
Yeah. Wouldn't need a headlight.
No, that wouldn't have them very long anyhow.
562-9370 if
good
you need
people.
to ride to the hospital.
They're good people, and you know they're doing a vital service here, and I guess that's when they call themselves Vital Care. You know, it's a vital service that they do, and it'd be great if we had more organizations like that, more companies like that.
It'd be nice if they'd just turn the city and the county both over to private enterprise.
Yeah, that would be.
You know
great.
how much money we could save? We'd have better services too.
Well, not only would we have possibly have a library that looks like a modern day library, you know.
Yeah. Got,
you know, and the one that's
devices.
equipped with Kindles and all the things
Wi-Fi.
they do, and not one that would have to have a kitchen. How many libraries you know has got a kitchen in it?
Well, I don't know, but I understand they found some of their cabinets they lost.
Oh, well, yeah, but they put new cabinets in there, putting a new kitchen in the library.
And an $1,800 desk, I've been told. How long is it going to be before they slip in a four-wheeler to ride up and down the walking trail with?
Oh, I thought maybe we'll slip in one to ride up the ramp there to the library.
Well, they got to have one.
Sure they do.
Whenever they get the ramp built.
Well, you know, I'm sure that we're gonna see one of those $14,000 four-wheelers, you know, and that's just the way things go, you know.
Yeah, everybody needs a four-wheeler too.
You know, you get that four-wheeler, then they have to have another four-wheeler in case that one breaks down.
Tow it in with, yeah.
It'd be about like, yeah. And I'd love for what's his name, the fire chief, to come on and tell me that every time you have a fire, the other day I saw one just a a pass from down here at on the west side of the Pollock. I forget what station that is, but he's just flying up the road, and I'm not an ambulance chaser or a fire chaser, but I happened to be going that way behind him, and when I got up there and made a right turn on Tennessee Avenue, there was a truck that come from almost Jacksboro up there to take care of a minor problem. And I could have thrown a rock from where that truck was and hit the other fire station.
No, you can't have them going out
and
there.
And then you have an accident down here, say at Toe String Road or somewhere along in there, and he'll come beating it down the road all the way from La Follette.
Now that is why you don't get to dispatch fire trucks. You don't understand how to do it.
No, maybe that's the reason I'm not a good fireman, you know.
Must be.
I mean, it just made good sense to me to have two fire trucks.
What this town needs is more pyromaniacs.
Yeah, I reckon. I reckon. I can't figure that out, you know, when they have an accident, say, down around, let's say, Murphy's Oil Company. Here they send two fire trucks all the way from up around the Folly. And then when they have something happen up there on Tennessee Avenue, they send one or two trucks from down here up there.
Let me ask you a question. If you had a fire truck if you had a fire truck needed a spark plug or a set of brakes, where would you go for some exotic thing like that?
Well, it depends on what I was private enterprise or what I was government. Now, if I was government, I'd probably go over here to this unlicensed
Over on
out on Mechanic.
over on 13th Street.
Huh?
Over on 13th Street.
Over there on 13th Street. I'd go over there and deal with somebody that's unlicensed and probably uninsured, and somebody that claims without ever having been licensed to be grandfathered in. You know how you can grandfather anything in if it hadn't been licensed. But if I were wanting to do the right thing, I would go get my parts from Napa Auto Parts.
NAPA Napa?
That's it's National Automobile Part Association, and that's a locally owned member store that has access to probably 250,000 different automobile parts. And I've got a catalog, I didn't bring it in with me, that must be 10 or 12 pages of nothing but tools and equipment and things that you might need to operate a repair shop or a body shop, or to work on your own automobile.
Where is this Napa place of which
Napa's located right up on the corner of Jacksboro Pike and Old Jacksboro Pike, right across the street from IGA. And
well, if you wanted to call them, would 562-9406 work?
Right, that's the number to call, and they got another number too.
Would it be 562-2529?
That's exactly what it is. That's Napa Auto Parts.
Have they still got that oil change special?
Well, yeah, $17.99. You can get 5 quarts of oil and a filter to fit your car. It's $17.99. Now you can't beat that. And well, we got somebody coming in on the line here.
Well, Bob and Ronnie.
Yeah, Ugg.
Hello.
Hey. You on Ugg TV?
You could have been a star.
Then. That goes for you and your cat.
Yeah.
But Napa Auto Parts.
Napa.
Good people. Go up and see Randy. But they got this catalog, and I was going to tell you, you get a gallon of oil, I believe, for $8.99.
What about a 55-gallon drum?
55-gallon drum for $551.
Cheaper.
Huh?
It was cheaper, wasn't it? Wasn't it $5.19 or something?
Huh?
$5.19, wasn't it, or something?
I don't remember. Something about like that, yeah.
They had it on sale for $50 a barrel here for about 30 seconds last week.
48 something a barrel.
I didn't get up there in time to do it.
I mean a bucket. A bucket.
Oh, bucket. Gas prices are coming down.
Bucket, yeah.
We highly recommend Napa Auto Parts, but now gas is, the bottoms fell out of it. We don't hardly know what to say.
No, people might start driving again. You can't ever tell.
You know, bank robbers have to stop and fill up to make their escape now.
You know, I had advertised something on the swap shop this morning, and the fellow says, I didn't get your number, but says I knew who it was. Says I was in the kitchen and listening to it. Says I knew who it was, so I thought I'd come down here and buy it. And he did.
It's gone?
What?
It's gone?
Yeah, what he did, he came down and he bought a set of aluminum ramps I had.
Oh yeah, I had them 2 things on.
Yeah. Sure did. And folks, you know, I got a lot of things for sale at my place.
Me too.
I've got something that this is just the time of the year for. I have a 3-ton central air conditioning unit. It's new, still in the box. It's got the A-coil with it. It's got the A-coil and the compressor, and the lines and the A-coil and the compressor are all pre-charged. And I mean, you can buy this at almost half what it would cost you wholesale, and it's a new unit. And like I said, I got the A-coil, I've got the compressor, I got the lines, and they all are pre-charged, and I'm a motivated seller. I don't need it. So,
in case you were watching us On the other channel, the battery went down. So you just have to keep watching us here on the primary channel.
Right.
We can't do no better than that.
Then we go out and take the battery out of my car and put it.
It won't fit in my phone.
Oh, okay.
We're about done anyway. If you folks need to buy any roofing metal, I highly recommend patronizing Circle R Metal. If you need any linoleum, kitchen rugs, I got some new fresh stuff in.
And while you're down buying them kitchen rugs, if you bring me a can of shaving lotion.
That's a long story.
Yeah, we won't go. I would appreciate it. Just bring me a can of shaving lotion.
Yeah, I got to buy Bob a can of shaving cream. So come buy a rug. I sell windows too.
Right.
You get them made to fit. They come good warranty on them. They're
Right.
soft as that.
Look, you know.
Got doors.
Yeah, he's got doors and he got a good selection door. Got vinyl siding and
Got that too.
yeah, he got 7-foot 2x4s.
Got 8-foot 2x4s.
You got 8-foot 2x4s. Did they grow? Did they grow or did they come?
No, we've been watering them, but they stay the same
Okay, I
size.
thought maybe they might have grown or something, you know. And got all sorts of things. And look up at my place. I've got a 78 model Honda Gold Wing 1000cc,
900 and something miles,
9,043 miles.
9,043 miles.
Right, I mean it's about worn out.
Yeah, you know, another life experience.
A fine motorcycle. It's fully dressed, so you will not have to
No matter
put a
what-
burger. You will not have to put a burger over your head.
No matter what
So, I've also got a 350 Suzuki 4-wheeler. It's got
You might sell that uptown.
yeah.
They could patrol the walking trail with it.
Yeah, well, I might do that. It's 4-wheel drive. It's forward and reverse. It has a lock differential. It has a working winch.
If that's the
That's
thing, rolling
WI
stuff up, it ain't a
That's
woman.
WINCH,
Yeah.
a working winch. And I've got to have that for sale. I've got a good array of washers and dryers, and I guarantee all my washers and dryers, you know, for 30 days to perform the way they're supposed to perform. And what I was doing up at Egan, which, you know, Egan is not just right around the corner, I had to go up there and replace a wash machine.
What was wrong with the other?
Well, let me tell you the story on that. I believe we got time. I was basically out of wash machines with Mrs. Cicero, I believe that's her name.
Mrs. who?
Mrs. Cicero up at the
Carrillo.
Cirillo, yeah,
Yeah,
Mrs.
that's who it was.
Mrs. Lady Madam Cirillo
Yeah.
came and wanted a wash machine, and I had one down there that I wasn't too sure of. It was just old average run-of-the-mill wash machine. I wanted something real nice to send up there to the school, so I had my repairman sitting there. I said, "Do you have a wash machine?" He said, "Yeah, I got one that's just waist high," and I paid well for it. I said, "Well, bring it up here," and I told Mrs. What's her name?
Carrillo.
Cirillo, that I would deliver it the next day, which I did. I carried it up there, and to her. And a couple of days later, they called me and said that the wash machine washed fine, but it would not spin out like it should. And I contacted my repairman, and he was some kind of upset. Says, "Well, it worked fine down at my place." Says, "I can't believe there's anything wrong with that wash machine." Says, "I'm gonna go up there and check it out." So he takes off up to Egan.
Found a mouse in the line.
And now then he come back down the road with the wash machine in the back of his truck.
Mm-hmm.
And we talked about it a little further. He said, "Well, I ran it through its cycle, but," says, "I'll be honest with you, I did not put a heavy load on it for it to spin out." And he said the clutches were bad. He says, "I can give you money back, or I can repair this wash machine just however you want it." I said, well, take it down there and shake it and see what you can do with it. Well, in the meantime, I delivered another real good washer that I had here to Egan. So that's 2 trips I've had to make to Egan up there. And
Well, that's more than $1 a trip.
well, in all honesty, I made $25 on the washing machine.
Well, that's a good markup.
Oh,
I mean,
sure,
just
I
took
know
you a
that.
week, didn't it?
But I guarantee you I burned more gas going to Egan and back twice. So that's the story on the washing machine. But let me tell you, if you need a washing machine, you need a dryer, you need a refrigerator, you need a good electric stove. I got a real good electric stove. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 4 or 5 refrigerators. I've got plenty of full-size mattresses and springs. I'm out of queen size right now, and I'm out of queen size mattresses. I do have 1 queen size springs, and I'm out of twin mattresses. I have some twin springs. So, but I'm gonna reflush. I'm gonna I'm gonna acquire some more, so you can check with me. I'll probably have some more in tomorrow.
Well, I won't have any mattresses in tomorrow, but we're going to have to go
You
home.
won't?
No. You about ready to say sayonara?
Well, I'm ready to say good night, Miss Calabash, wherever you are.
Me too. Thanks for tuning in, folks.
Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow night.
We'll have 2 channels going tomorrow night too. Maybe one of them will
3.
work better. Yeah, we'll have 3 going tomorrow night.
Yeah.
You can't miss it.
That's UGG TV. There's the other brother, UGG TV,
And
and
Channel
the
12.
other brother, WLAF.
Yeah, you can't beat it. You
Right.
can't beat a show like this. I'm
Right.
going to post this so you can watch it later if you want to.
Thanks, folks. We definitely